let's carry on where we stopped last time. Hagia is locked in a siege.
It
Or
is,
at least that seems to be the case.
Yeah.
Give me a perception roll, Chen. Fuck it.
Is the recording continuing, or?
Yes.
Are we the record? Are we the recorded? Can we
Yep,
say? Can we
I
say
brought-
Kanye's new song?
I brought forth the sacred remembrancer.
For singing a popular Kanye chorus.
Get your nose out my bank account.
Let's see. I'm not sure that's a success.
Ladies and gentlemen.
This isn't difficult to see actually. You spot the fort getting a ship sent over.
Huh.
They're getting supplies.
That's annoying. Can the army set up some artillery to sink the ship? Or is that out of range?
Well, it's approaching from down the coast, so it would be out of range for where your army is currently set up.
Ah, that's unfortunate. So, can I guess if it's reinforcements or supplies?
I'm gonna say no with that roll. Well, you can guess, but you're not gonna get any help with that. Not with that roll.
Because if it's reinforcements, it might be faster to just siege that fort.
Okay, then they can just send reinforcements over.
Anyways,
And
how
they could
far
hit you
along
in
in the
the
siege
ass
are
if
we?
you move. You've set up. I believe it's been like 2 days now, or actually, it'd be 1 day just about. You've set up. You've set up a blockade around the city, more or less, and you've prepared, I believe, a scout corps and a corps of spies to do something with.
Yes, and currently the called siege towers are being built.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, let's send the spies in and tell them to not get spotted easily and wait for a signal.
Alright. Let me just, You know what? You don't deserve to know the result of this.
Fair enough, I guess.
Okay. You've sent the spies off. They are supposedly waiting for the signal. Not that they've given their position away to you. Or anyone.
Okay, and that's basically it for my day.
All right. Let's do Aethif since he's closer to the other side of the board than the other army. Aethif, you've been causing chaos in this city here. I believe a garrison of men disappeared without a trace, or possibly with a lot of traces, depending on.
Numerous traces were allowed to remain.
Yeah, depending on how much terrorism you want to commit versus how long you want to go for.
From the rafters of various buildings, much evidence remained.
I see. They have organized themselves in groups to hunt you down.
Excellent.
To be fair, you are actively distracting them from the war.
Yes.
You in fact are, and are in fact costing them men, even if it isn't a lot comparatively.
Alright, so how's the progress been on this, since that was a kind of calculated in the background?
You've caused a lot of chaos, but they've you haven't really made much of a dent in the number of men they have. The morale is ass though.
Excellent. That's exactly what needs to happen. Alright, so anyway, did it properly begin with a going for a high rank, or did that not work out?
Give me a roll and just
Alright.
a stealth roll. Fuck it.
Seven.
Let's see. Would anyone spot you? All right.
Nope.
You pick off a member of. You couldn't get the Lord, but you were able to pick off one of the troop commanders.
Oh, that's what I was aiming for. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Yeah, in this case, I find it to probably be a better idea to keep the guy actually in charge there, because if I'm working on this, having a guy who can manage the surrender is probably a good idea.
Possibly. Now then, that's your day, I'm assuming. Just more murder, more chaos, more terror.
Yes, but very ethical terror.
So are you just ensuring that the Lord in charge has a different adjutant every day? Sorry, the one I replaced just got killed.
Well, to the best of my ability, the highest ranking troops I can hit. But even if I can't, the opportunities aren't specifically high rank. Just taking out troops, because it's good for the low ranks to be terrified too.
Okay. While Aether's doing
is to terrify the shit out of the men till they revolt.
While Aethev's doing that, George's army has barely made it into the inner keep, taking a lot of.
Left.
Yeah, you've taken a lot of casualties against this smug asshole, and he seems to get only smugger with every growing day. Your wizards would inform you that he is in fact preparing another ritual.
Can you not divine what magic it is?
Give me a roll, just a D10. I imagine you don't have roll knowledge arcana of your own.
I don't. Huh?
The men are fairly certain it's bolstering magic for his own troops.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Can you disrupt it? Or maybe change the target to our own men?
Unlikely. If he's just keeping the magic within the inner keep, not much we can do about it. We can make sure it doesn't affect our men, but beyond that is a bust.
Let's see. How goes the sacking of the city?
We have sacked the city. No surface has been without sack.
See, that's not... Why?
Your orders, sir.
But I said loot and raise it, but fine. What about the citizenry? Were they sent back behind our lines?
As instructed.
Good. Do you know if they made it to Pisano?
It's gonna take them a few days' travel.
What about our letter of reinforcement? Any news on that?
There's not many units that are left to reinforce us here.
What about the wounded? Have we left many of them behind? Have they not recovered?
They're currently acting as the garrison force for that fort.
Let's see.
You left you left a good chunk of enemy soldiers They are in the prisons, but it's still a danger to leave them unmanned. You can't just recall the people here.
Of course not. But I imagine the garrison would have gotten there by now.
The problem with that is that there's not a lot of garrison to go around. With the rest of the army needing to be called in to salvage the war, you shouldn't expect many reinforcements.
Let's see. Get me a messenger bird. I want to send word to Sabina.
A bird is prepared, and a word is also prepared, I imagine.
Yep. George will send a letter informing Sabina of the progress he's made, but that he's having particular trouble with this one dickhead, and he's going to need reinforcements if he's to continue on tomorrow. Was it Wilmado?
Yeah. I mean, I assume that's what you're going to try and take, unless...
Yep.
The problem is you're kind of caught between two forts, because the Sigi can technically send troops through the forest. It would take them longer, but it's still possible for them.
Okay. Well, either way, George is going to send word to him that he needs more troops, or at the very least, he needs a way to get some more troops if he's to persecute a war against either Tichi or Wilmado. And
the word is sent, and the bird is sent.
George will then
and we join May and Sabina as their I believe May is busy extracting the noble's family back to Willand.
And Sabina finished the unfortunate trial.
Yep.
I figured I would be getting them out and then bringing them to the camp. And then dealing with them outside of there?
You don't really want to be seen with them outside, considering Sabina said that there was no other nobility in that fort. The other army's commander.
Basically, when make some show of bringing up some dark space near the commander, leading or talking to Otto first, letting him know what I'm going to do. Make some show, like demonstrating, bringing them into the darkness, into my room, and then flying out of the city, and then into like a private tent with like car or whatever to be dealt with outside by Willen's forces. That's what I was thinking.
Preferably to be smuggled fully into Willen, so we don't have to worry about them being caught.
Right. The Lord's family is sent off. The Lord unfortunately executed in a mock trial. Well, I say unfortunately. Probably deserved it, maybe? Who knows? What are you doing? You get word from George by now that he needs more men. Send the dudes.
Sabina apprises him of the situation where either route she takes, she is at least 3 weeks out from approaching Miseria. One route takes her through the warpath that she's already going, where they're hitting up Tagaro, Bilitario, and possibly besieging the capital itself. And she'd say, other than that, your closest reinforcements are from Hakia.
Looks like George has no choice but to start fighting an ungentlemanly war.
If the commander is causing you trouble, kill the commander.
Well, it's a damn shame that the citizens have lived this long without being caught in the crossfire, because now they're valid targets.
Have the citizens themselves done anything?
I love that article in the Geneva Convention that says if the siege holds up for too long, you can start killing civilians.
There's no Geneva in this world.
Well, it's just if
Not
George doesn't
anymore.
have. I mean, if George doesn't have the men to actually fight the battles, right? He's got no choice but to get dirty and to fight as brutally as he can. So he's going to be actually taking a leaf out of Aethif's book. Terror
Hey.
is the new name of the campaign.
You
And
got
then-
them. You got them restricted to the inner keep. What's stopping you from just shelling the place?
Our characters are gonna get along so well after the war.
I mean, George has been in wars before. He's probably had to do similar stuff. He's just not happy.
He's
that
covered wars,
more
you know.
out of it. He's fought wars, you know. Supplied them too.
But that's it for the
Switch
letter. What
sides
about
once
what is Sabina and May's action from here?
Well, if the compact or not compact, the Archangel is happy with just their one lord head,
They're not happy, but they'll take it.
well, they'll take it. She will advise the people in Pratel that Willand is welcoming all citizens of the compact with open arms if they feel displeased by the presence of the compact in any way. And the army itself is moving southwards. Towards
The
Targo.
citizens. You would get a large amount of citizens who are willing to become refugees to Willand, because their other option is becoming refugees to whatever afterlife.
Yep. She'll say that Netrano could use some good people to rebuild the city walls.
And so you go. Hold on. Give me these.
Where are the Archaneans going?
They're going to sack what remains of the city, or loot, rather, is the correct term.
Well, at least that gives Bina time to come up with a diplomatic solution at Targo.
Perhaps it does, perhaps it does. Next day, Hagia again.
Okay. Remind me again, what kind of artillery did Hagia have? Mostly fire stuff and nothing that would help against walls. Right.
Yeah, you
ballistas
don't
and
really have.
flamethrowers.
You don't really have much against the walls. The siege towers are being constructed. You have some rams, but you can't really get people close to them because walls are defended, as walls ought be.
Yeah. Do I have mages that could conduct a ritual?
To what purpose?
Let's see, what would be most useful? Try to make the defenders a bit sick.
All right. You can certainly attempt that. You don't even have a deck of Major Arcana, do you? You
No.
don't even have a Major Arcana at all.
Yes.
Right, let me see what I'll pull. Fuck it.
Death, everyone dies.
Ah, the tower. How convenient.
The tower is very good. Yeah.
Yeah, especially for this.
Wait, why did the Minor Arcana Building 7 also come out?
Why did the 7 of buildings collapse?
Dear God. The heptagon. The wizarding heptagon. Oh, it's destroyed.
Wasn't even
That's
window
not meant to
by
be a
that
plus
card
2, but
tower.
that's still a
What
good
the fuck
roll.
is that?
Wait, the wizarding circle lost how many reagents in the months following the attack?
Your mages exert themselves to cover a city and cause a malaise among its citizens.
Okay. How long can they keep this up?
Months.
Not long. There's it's difficult to conduct rituals without someone to lead the ritual, and it's difficult to cover an area of a city, even if you have a coordinated enough team.
Too bad.
Okay. So an actual disease spreads, or is it just a malaise?
It's well, from what scout reports you have, there have been some bodies piled up in the city. Mostly civilians, though.
Who cares? Okay, let's keep this up as long as they can and ask the guy tomorrow to surrender. How long until the siege towers are ready?
You have 5 more days until they've constructed the first ones.
Okay. Well, let's wait another day and then let's see what happens.
Next up, Aethys, give me a stealth roll, because it's your day, and I assume you try to remain undetected.
Yes.
You remain undetected. Now, what are you doing with your actions in this city? Anything in particular, or just more general terror?
Yeah, going around specifically targeting any, troops that I can find. Whenever possible, taking out the highest ranking one I see. Or one that looks like he might be in charge. I'm not like talking about super analysis of it, just like that guy looks
Oh, yeah,
like he's in
yeah.
that group. He dies.
He's got a feather. He's got a feather on his helmet. Fuck him.
That
Yes.
man has the shiniest hat.
Yeah.
So-
they seem to listen to that guy. All right. That kind of thing.
Aethys continues doing that. Meanwhile, George, your army.
Man, how does one have these spies that know exactly who's in our command structure? We've switched their hats 7 times already.
Well, seeing us sending a letter exhausted an entirety of 24 hours last time.
Well, I figure.
Bother with that.
Hold on, you didn't say you were doing anything else. Were you planning to do something
You
else?
just barreled over me.
Fuck you then.
Yeah, that's what I assumed you wanted to do.
Entirely possible you cut out because you have been doing that every now and again.
Nope.
Have you cut out again, or are you just quiet?
So, considering the state of things, I take it now the city is pretty much just nothing like rubble, and then whatever buildings we're still using.
Yeah. You've raised what city was left to raise.
Does the guy not react to any of that?
Taunts from the walls about mere buildings, that he'll just rebuild them from your bones.
Those would be some strong buildings.
I was gonna say that one's not gonna get buildings given.
The one in mind, no. Everyone else.
Mind you, he doesn't know. He doesn't know you're a skeleton. He's just saying that.
Well, then we'll say this happens early in the night of last night when it's pitch black and the moon's out. George will parade around outside the keep, around several bonfires, just the bodies of all the wounded that he's left behind. Just George will go around and execute them one by one, making sure that each of them scream for mercy, and he's going to do all of it with his skull exposed, well illuminated by brazies. And he's going to, every time he goes to cut a head off, he's going to crawl up to the walls, surrender, and he lives. And then if there's anything except men surrendering, George kills them.
Nathan is going to be so proud when he hears about this.
God, what a
So how
pleasure it
many
is to
wounded
fight
were there?
alongside the Red Skull.
So how many... They don't understand the things I say. So how many wounded were there?
After they didn't surrender the first one, you tried again with the second. They didn't surrender. You go to torture the man to death or whatever you're doing.
No, George is very clinical about this. Cuts the head
Right.
off, leaves the body.
And
He's just
let's
going
see.
down essentially a list and just stacking bodies in a pile. Tossing the heads over the wall if you can.
You are rather rudely surprised when the snap of a ballista bolt is heard. You examine yourself to find that you are in fact fine. The man you were going to be executed is now missing a head.
George continues on to the next one.
You hear the
Repeats
commander
the
yell.
question.
You hear the commander yell to reload the bolt and aim better.
Hit his head. No, the other one.
Seeing as it really doesn't matter. How many wounded have we got left over?
Action gets his dick shot off.
I mean, in theory, you have cities full of people you've captured. At least those that haven't fled.
All right.
Is he
Well,
going through the
George
soldiers
will,
or the civilians first?
Well, when he's done with the soldiers, anyone who remained was just anyone who fled was a poorly trained soldier. Anyone who remained, obviously better disciplined, so they must be more important. So George,
You just keep trying to execute.
No, once he's done with the actual soldiers, well, actually, no, he'll stop after the ballista bolt, and he will gather up what remains of the soldiers, and then during the next day, when he's well and covered again, he will have those men wrapped in straw and tied with rope to each other, set alight, and thrown at the gate of the keep. And George will offer them surrender a final time. Failing that, he's just going to start using Berties on the keep itself.
Seeing as you've delivered him a great supply of troops, and he has been preparing a ritual for 2 days now without using it,
Oh no.
he is going to respond to this by cracking open the gate. A force washes over his men, both the ones you've tied up and the ones you haven't, and they rise up against you.
The ones that are on fire
Yeah, the ones that are on fire? What?
and tied up.
They don't seem to give a shit about the fire.
That's kind of cool.
So the mages didn't do anything about it. All right, noted.
They protected your men, but this wasn't a ritual cast on your men.
Yeah, that's why I asked them to try and stop it.
They couldn't. I'm not sure you're getting the correct impression of these walls, but magic seems to do fuck all to them. They are.
Should have started with
They
the
are-
Berties, to be honest.
Yeah, you probably
Well,
should
there are
have.
no prisoners after this. This is the last. Like, there are no. This.
Yeah.
This,
Well,
this
But-
chuckling dickhead.
but
right?
but
he's
whose
been-
forces are there going to be no prisoners of?
This chuckling dickhead that's been laughing and mocking George is going to be dragged around like a flesh puppet trophy. And he's going to be... George is going to give explicit orders that no matter what, that man will not die, and he's going to be nuggeted. And used as a human shield.
In any case, roll a d10 plus 2 to attempt to
Plus
fight against
2.
the... because you have about that many troops left.
I think it's a +1
Meanwhile-
for up to 10 troops. Jesus. Well, that went about as well as we could hope.
Yes, it did. They take some casualties, but mostly it's the men you tried to kill or the men you tried to burn alive that you have to kill again. And your people are pushed back from the walls once again.
What do you mean, out of the fucking city?
No, not out of the city, just out of the off the main or off the central keep.
Right, so I'm out of the fucking wall then.
You
I'm
you
actually
take some
out
people.
of the fucking wall.
I thought you were just pushed back.
You're pushed
did I
back.
misunderstand?
You can move.
I have 150 men.
They're held up in a fucking keep. Just blow it up.
I don't really think
Says
losing some
the
ground
person.
means you lose, unless you're out of ground. But you're on the attack, so I don't really think that's the issue.
You lost 40
Just
people.
blow
Just
it up. Says the one person explicitly crying and bitching whenever I go to blow something up. Alright.
the keep. Blow up the keep.
I'm making no
Anyways, arguments aside, I think that's the fighting that happens for that day.
Anyway, I prefer the Bernie.
That could have gone way worse for you, mind you.
Yeah, I'm killing everybody.
Yeah, boy.
Everybody. This city's going to be a fucking grave. Like, it's going to be a mausoleum. Within whatever's
Meanwhile,
left of it.
Sabina, I assume, just moves in
That's
before
one
her.
more day of advancing.
Scouts report a mostly empty city with some Arkaine troops in it.
And that's as far as I can make it. Just getting close to the city.
I mean, you've been this way before, so fine. You can move into the city. It's not uncharted ground for you so far. You make it into the city. Despite flying a different banner to theirs, you are welcomed as an ally.
I'm guessing smell of death and corpse piles in the air.
They've actually moved most of the corpses out of the city by now.
Oh, good.
They say they're preparing it for proper civilians to move in, but not until the fort's properly secured. Don't want to risk their own men dying.
All right. Well, that's Sabina's day. How's Hagen going?
Higia is going.
Let's send another messenger. Ask him how it's going.
The city. Or who are you sending a message to? The city.
City, yes.
They would respond that they do not wish to surrender, and despite your vile, evil magics, their city has rallied and have fought back the plague.
That's nice to hear. Okay.
Send more
3 days
bats
until
stew to the city.
3 more days for the siege towers.
3 more days for the siege towers, just about.
Okay, let the mages rest. But tell me about any magic they conjure up. Did the scouts report anything from the city?
There has been no reports from that city, though you would assume that they'd be sending by ship rather than by land.
That's fair enough. And during the next night, John will order the army to light up fewer fires, to make it seem as if there are fewer people.
Your orders are heeded? Your ambush prepared?
And that's it.
That it? Alright.
Yep.
Aethif,
Yes.
You're going about your regular murdery activities, but something catches your ear as you're pretending to be a human in the city, I imagine.
Uh-huh.
Talks of evil, about how none is safe. The wraith of Tishisigi will claim any who wear a commander's uniform.
Yes. Promotion more like
They
death
s-
sentence, am I right?
Something about the rumors catches your eye or catches your attention, though. They seem to describe the wraith as a particularly gaunt skeletal figure.
Interesting. Almost like the stereotypical depiction of a wraith.
Yeah, but you're fairly certain you wore the mask the entire time, I think.
He definitely was. So this is
Yeah.
interesting, but
Either they're just guessing or something's afoot.
something could be afoot indeed. Is there any more detail I can hear by listening to these conversations about it?
They mentioned that some well, they don't have a lot of information on it. The mentions of that one of the guards got lucky by taking a piss break right as the wraith attacked and not being near his commander.
Okay.
But other than that, no real survivors have been reported.
Alright. Today's murder sprees, he's gonna go out of his way to make sure he's getting people who are using the bathroom.
Jesus Christ.
He hides in the outhouse.
It's like that fucking final scene in Blood Meridian.
Alright, give me a.
where the judge
Alright,
is
give
in
me
the
your.
outhouse.
Give me your D10 or D10 plus 5 for your stealth, and they get a +4 because another day has passed. Ooh.
Ah! It is a fight.
As you're camping the outhouse,
They catch him with
you
his
are
pants down.
you are in fact caught. I imagine you still have your pants on.
Yes.
Someone correctly identifies you as the wraith. They're told to get him. Guards sent your way.
Okay. The second he sees me, he forgets me and I leave.
All right. You pull a vanishing act. The wraith still burning in his memory, but you specifically not there.
Excellent. Now they're afraid of bathrooms.
Oh no, you
I
turned the
think-
entire
I
city
think-
into Indians.
I think he rises from the bathroom at sunset.
Guards do not go to the bathroom alone
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, you disappear off into whatever hidey hole
Opposite
uses.
of the city, basically, as he normally
Yeah.
would. You know, he goes to a different part of the city pretty much anytime he does anything.
We'll have to see.
Unless,
We'll have to see how reports of the wraith continue.
Unless that all in and of itself took up an entire day, he'll still, do his normal, try to take out a couple, patrols when possible. Well,
Meanwhile,
damage a couple patrols when possible,
George, you're caught late night, somewhere around 2 a.m. One of your scouts approaches you in a hurry.
What is it?
Right, but just saying, there's no way he's gonna let an entire day pass without killing anyone.
What, Eighth have just killed someone else in a bathroom?
It doesn't even have to be a bathroom. I'm just saying, like, find someone, some guard somewhere.
Right, okay.
He has a
Some
quota.
poor
Meanwhile-
dude was just shivved after helping rescue a mother and her child from being run over by a carriage.
Meanwhile, a report from one of your scouts is sent out. The fort's gate is open, and there doesn't seem to be anyone guarding it.
Has anyone fled?
We haven't found anyone fleeing. We haven't seen anyone. The scouts didn't report anything.
Are the scouts reporting at all?
The scouts are in fact still reporting.
Tell them to double their efforts on uncovering any tracks or particularly hunting that. I never cared to get the thing's name, but that bastard who was on the walls. The replaced Lord.
Alright. You would be one of the wizards you've had advising you, because you're not much of a wizard yourself, would caution you of a trap. The entire fort seems wrong. It's full of a lot of magic, and seemingly no one there to control any of it.
Oh, don't worry. We're not going in. Although you won't like what I'm going to say we're doing next.
I haven't been liking this since the troop count went lower than 200.
Neither have I. But now that we're at this stage, we have no choice but to resort to crueler methods. The things we're going to do now are things that won't be dissimilar to what I've done before in my previous life. You won't enjoy them. You'll never be able to tell anyone what you've done here. Nobody will be proud of what we're going to do. But we are going to do it.
Well, you are the command. Well, Austin's the commander. It depends on how awful what you suggest is.
Yes, speaking of, you won't want to be near the command tent for the next hour. I'm going to speak with Austin. They're not going to like this.
Let's see. What do you suggest? She doesn't particularly want to go anywhere near the fort. It's obviously a trap of some sort.
We're not going to the fort. We're gathering up whatever citizenry remains of the city. Anyone at all who isn't with our forces is now against us. We're going to gather them all and tell them one very simple thing. If they don't drag that lord out kicking and screaming, then we'll kill them all. Every single one of them. Starting with the children and the women.
She definitely doesn't like this idea.
We're doing it. We don't have the troops to actually fight properly anymore.
Question, does she know what the state of the stockpile is? Of explosives.
We sacked the city.
Well, she knows that you have a few more birdies left.
We're not getting close
she
enough to use them while that magic's still active.
The magic is to obviously hide the troops.
Doesn't matter. I'm no mage. Magic may not affect me as much as anyone else, but it can still affect me.
No, but
Hmm.
why not just cause their
Why not-
fortifications to crumble on them?
Yeah, why not just collapse the whole thing? It's certainly better optics than sending in civilians to do our work.
They had the choice to flee. We've been very merciful to any who have, and you've surrendered. Time for mercy is over. We're not getting reinforcements. Whatever men we have now are the men we have. And we can't station any more garrison forces until actual garrisons arrive at Pisano to free up our troops.
Well, we're we're very likely going to have to hold up here rather than continuing forward. You are right about that.
Yes, and we can't be worrying about an attack from outside if we're worried about the citizenry within. This is cruel, but it affects two outcomes at once. We capture the fort,
Give me
and the citizens are gone.
give me a roll, persuasion check.
Let's see.
Let's see, speech.
Yeah. Seeing that this isn't really all that convincing on its own to overcome the atrocity, George will simply state, "I've done similar before. You can live with it."
I would prefer not to have to, and I would also prefer not to resort to using civilians as well,
Are you saying you refuse?
as fodder. Yes, we will not be marching civilians into a death trap.
I see.
No,
In that case,
she commands. She asks you if you're willing to use another birdie on the walls.
no. Not to get back within the walls to destroy the keep. I want that bastard alive. He's going to make a fine trophy when we string him to a banner and march towards the next conquest. You don't have the stomach to win a war. Fine. You can be a coward all you like.
I think she has a just argument in saying that you're tying your hand behind your back to commit an atrocity.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, George isn't willing to waste any more of his own men.
You're not willing to waste or use an explosive.
Well, he's also then going to ask for a messenger
It's more.
to send
It's
word
even.
back to the.
It's even more spite than anything else because you're specifically choosing not to just blow the entire thing up so you can capture the one guy alive instead of burying him in his own castle.
The chance that you can capture him alive by getting civilians to charge in there rather than blowing the thing open and picking out from what remains.
Well,
Atrocity time! Atrocity time! Atrocity time!
George is going to get. Did the messenger birds, are they able to find people? Or.
They've been able to find Sabina.
Depends on circumstances usually.
Well then, I guess George knows Aethith is behind enemy lines. He's going to get a messenger bird, and he's going to.
Aethith doesn't have a glove to receive the bird. Is the problem?
If you wanted to, you could easily get one, but I don't think he really.
But he hasn't.
Cares to be found.
Because George was going to send a message to Aethith, see if he could get Aethith to come over and help him kill the Lord's advisors in the most brutal way possible.
George doesn't even send out the message yet. There's just a scared child running into the camp at Mazaria saying, the Sir Aethith is busy.
I'm getting real tired of these Thieves Guild tricks.
What Thieves Guild? He's not part of Thieves Guilds. Who would even suggest? Okay, now, but seriously, who would even make up such a stupid idea? Why would thieves work together? There's no honor among thieves.
Yeah, sure, kid. Anyway, get a letter to him. Tell him that I need his help.
Unfortunately, the child, much like Aethith, isn't real.
As the fourth wall shatters.
Alright, there you go. Aethith has that message now through the
shattered.
He doesn't have the fourth. He doesn't have fourth wall information. I'm afraid.
On the other
Yeah.
side
No,
of the
no,
fourth
no.
wall, the information is contained.
Exactly. George, what happens is George actually turns to the camera in that scene, and then it will instantly switch back to Aether, who is also looking at the camera while he plunges a dagger into a soldier's neck, and just nods like he's actually hearing it.
Well,
All right,
for
so
this
hang on.
what other messages are you sending to whom?
Seeing as I'm unable to actually get a hold of Aether through conventional means and have to break the fourth wall, I'll use one of the messenger birds to send word back to the toy box, asking for a supply to be sent through the already secure channels of essence bombs, or just the essence bombs themselves, outside of the casings.
All right.
In
You
other
send
words,
off the
without
bird.
without the birdies, because we can produce the bombs more faster than we can produce the drilling mechanisms. So,
Of course, you can't exactly utilize them faster. You'd have to construct a trebuchet or some shit every time you.
Yeah, just an onager would do it, as long as it hits the wall.
In theory, they could increase production of the warheads if they forgo the drilling aspect.
But then Bertie will spend the rest of the day hounding what's her face to give in to his ideas.
Ostwin is not committing atrocity just yet. She is
not to
commanding her men to
not to satisfy
his
desires.
Yeah, she's commanding her soldiers to basically form up a line in front of the gate to make sure nothing goes in or out. And she's commanding her wizards to try their best to break whatever spell is at work in the fort.
Or harass the siege weaponry so they can't, just shoot from safety of the walls anymore.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. No one's getting shot from any of the walls either.
Yeah, and George is going to be there like worm tongue in her, very skeletal worm tongue in her head the entire time.
Worm tongueless.
Almost non-stop, actually, because he doesn't eat, sleep, or rest. So that's just what he's doing until, I imagine, sometime midday tomorrow, when she's had enough in caves.
Speaking of the other army is moving forward, I imagine.
Yep, Sabina is going to have a rider go out to Targo and invite them to plan neutral ground before the city for her to speak with the Lord or the representative, if they so choose, an adjutant, and one messenger. And she will bring the same.
All right. The courier is sent off, though it will probably take him a day to actually get to the city.
Well, as long as
so you'll hear from him tomorrow. Anything? Yeah. Anything else?
Send a letter to River asking about the state of the supply lines.
Supply lines holding firm. How's the war headed? We've received word from Birdie that he needs more bombs, but without the casings.
And hopefully not any word of atrocities. But
well, there'll be no word of atrocities. Yep.
Yeah, there's no witnesses to send word of atrocities.
Well, at the very least, Austin's not communicating them.
Austin's stopping atrocities for now.
Yes,
and any
but
word
much
from...
like a drawn-out siege, Bertie's wearing her down.
I don't know why he wants to draw out the siege.
Well, you could do it at this point.
All right, well, that's all Sabina really can do, is she's trying to come up with a way to make Targo just over with. Actually, could she send word of River to hire mercenaries for George's forces, or are the mercenaries all dry?
We don't have a whole lot of local mercenaries left, but is resourceful for Arkanglian, Hagen, and Caravalian troops who are willing to make a coin. It will take a bit of time, but she'll probably get you some troops. Quality questionable, but definitely troops.
All right, she's gonna at least send that word to Osvin to hold Miseria. Troops of some quality are coming, and she lets them know what possible banners they'll be under.
Very well.
And
that for
she
today, unless
assures
May
River
wants to do
that,
something.
And she'll also assure River that she'll pay of her own money if it takes.
Nonsense. This war is a great way to rack up the debt to me. I mean, I mean, curry favor with the king. I mean,
Are you getting
expand
married?
our market. All the more reason to curry favor.
Anyway, hey, yeah.
Unless May wants to do something, but I'm pretty sure she doesn't.
Don't think there's too much for me to do.
Oh yeah, are there any mercenaries in Autopia?
How much cash you got?
The cash that Sabina has that Elle did not take from her is 100 platinum coins.
How many magic items are you willing to pay with?
You sell any of Bertie's marked goods, he's gonna be upset.
He already has a copy of a Burrowing Birdie. He doesn't need it.
Huh?
Designed, disassembled, copied, patented across several timelines.
Well, that's actually theft, right? So Bertie's gonna have to lodge a complaint.
Does intellectual property exist in this world?
It doesn't matter.
Sort of depends on the nation.
If it's multiple worlds, then Bertie's actually gonna have to get an inter-reality lawyer to sort this out for him.
Funny for you, Otto's willing to recommend a good inter-reality lawyer.
No, Bertie, sure. Bertie's willing to fight this in court.
The problem is they tend to be
Unfortunately, you're not aware yet. You're not aware of any of this yet, so...
Sabina would ask, how much would ephemeral sand sell for, to provide Birdie troops?
Difficult to get troops to Birdie. Points of contact with this world minimal. May and the Thornhold Keep. Could send troops from Thornhold. Likely arrive within a week or so.
How many?
Enough.
Wait, where is Thornhold?
Thornhold's roughly this area of Willand. It's on the border with the Republic, but it's not marked as one of the major keeps.
Okay. On the backside of Willand, I think.
I know it's somewhere around the border with the Republic, but I didn't put it on the map.
Yeah, I had it on the southern border mentally.
Less troops if you want instant delivery, though.
Sabina has to consider whether or not...
Actually...
Because troops are coming anyway from River's number, and this is her essentially selling a family heirloom. One-of-a-kind magic item.
He would definitely want the one-of-a-kind magic item, and he is offering... he's offering enough troops, whatever that means,
If May is a point of contact that he could send troops through, eventually fly there, and then deliver a snow globe further on to there.
That would
Or
be
something.
an attempt.
So that would likely take a good while.
Let's say you can travel 3 squares at maximum. You'd probably have to take a rest every other day, though. So let's say 2 squares a day to simplify things.
You got a forced march through the fucking forest?
Take,
And the
she's-
Well,
mountain?
She's gonna fly.
she can fly.
it would take
Oh.
6 days to get there, and a further.
I think if the birdies were just using this area, the siege would be over. It'd be done with
Further
before you
about
could
6
even
days
arrive.
to get all the way over.
Before you could even travel over there, it'd be over.
Yeah,
it's a
you're
lot
not there
of
to
travel.
make decisions.
The
It's a
troops
lot of
are
travel
really
time.
just to fulfill his spiteful wish.
I mean, this whole time, Bertie will be whispering things in what's her face's ear, like, think of all the men under your command. Are their lives worth more?
Yeah, their lives are worth a lot, which is why she doesn't commit atrocities with them.
And it's why she would also counter offer, just use a fucking birdie, dumbass.
Yeah.
Use a what?
Use the fucking
Use a birdie.
I don't know what
bombs.
that is.
Yeah.
Don't know what you're on about. Sorry.
Sabina doesn't have anyone arguing in her ear about
Anyway,
how necessary it is for
do you
troops to be delivered. No, she's.
do you
not
want to
gonna.
set off May or?
Without May at her side, she
actually,
offer for a magic item anyway. So
yeah. So let's say that's enough for that day.
Yeah, I don't think it's very. It would take quite a while to get anything there.
Yeah, 2 days, I believe, until Siege Towers.
Isn't one?
Is it 1? No, I don't think so. I think it's 2.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. 2 days.
Because it was 3 last time. So it has to be 2.
Yeah, 2 it is. So what else can I do? Do the other commanders have any suggestions?
You could probably do a surprise attack if you got the spies to open the gate. And if you did well enough with that, you could take the outer city.
Did they
But-
react to the fact that we had fewer lights on to suggest that we are fewer people?
Not visibly. They're still holding the same amount of men on the walls. As for what word they've sent via the towers, you can't really know.
Okay. In that case, let's prepare a night attack. Or is that a good
Yes,
idea?
ma'am.
Attack in the
The,
early morning tomorrow. That would be better.
Early morning attack?
oh, I
Oh,
disconnected.
did internet? I think my internet may have died, or maybe Steam. I'm not. Oh, Steam
let me
Steam
check.
died for a second. It's back.
Oh.
I think you can reconnect. Oh no, I got kicked. That's
And tabletop crashed.
Nice.
Well, your map's not up as of yet, so
yeah, it kicked me from my
putting
own.
us on the
So-
I'll
AFK
wait for your
screen.
map to be up.
take that back. My rivers are
And
beautiful.
off the AFK screen.
River is beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you, Egg.
Small issue there.
Hold on, I haven't loaded in properly.
God damn, this is fucking laggy.
Yes, yes,
Well,
it is, which is
it
why I
is
usually
still
preload
loading.
the table before. Yeah.
This is all Verdon's fault.
What's the small issue?
It's fixed now.
Okay.
The issue is that the text is below the banner.
Anyway,
as it normally is when
Chun.
it's still loading.
Yeah, let's put Aether there. Chun. Or Wolf Settler, as
Yes.
it were.
Yes.
You're
attack
preparing it. You're attacking?
in the early morning. Night attacks are stupid if you don't have light.
Alright. Let's see. Give me a stealth roll.
Do I have stuff? Let me check.
I think you have most.
No.
No?
Make it at a. Oh, well, that's meant to be a 4 because you did at least attempt to feint yesterday. Versus the city. Damn.
It is caught though.
The spies open the gates, and you march your men, but you are not fast enough, or rather, the city's faster on the response, and you actually have to engage in a proper fight instead of a one-sided slaughter. D10 plus 3 from your side.
Yeah. Oops.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm going to hear at it.
All right. You push into the city. And stay, as a saint of the absolute, rallies her men, and they, despite taking decently heavy losses, actually pretty fucking like, they take almost all of the enemies in the keep in one assault. You have a much better position to negotiate with whoever's left.
Well, yeah, let's do that now.
Let's do that, I'd say tomorrow, because other people are doing things. Aether!
Aha.
You have noticed that guards take P breaks in pairs now.
Also, don't lie. He's also noticed the fourth wall break.
No, he hasn't. There was no fourth wall break because the table reloaded and fixed it retroactively.
Ah, yes, the
Yeah.
table reloaded. I'm still within the keep.
Anyways,
Well, let's see. So okay, right. So anyway, I see they've adjusted their responses. How go the rumors, though?
the rumors are growing. The wraith was spotted in one of the toilets. The toilet was further examined, but they found no underground access way. Only poop.
All
The
right.
worst
Well,
job is
give me a-
confirming
give
the
me a-
ghost of
Give me a stealth roll, by the way, just to see if you remain undetected for the day.
Sure.
Or unopposed for the day.
Fuck.
Every day he's in the city, it gets harder for him to stay hidden.
Oof.
Ooh, close.
Wow, they got a +5
They,
or something? Jesus Christ, they have someone as good as me. All right.
Wait, you're not using the
Well,
invisibility cloak?
they started at a +2, but every day you were in the fort, they get wiser to your antics.
Okay.
Speaking of, you do have the invisibility cloak, so that should technically be a +8
8?
Oh, yeah.
for you, I think.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay.
So he's undetected this time.
Oh yeah.
Having to rely
Guards
on
swear
magic
they see
items.
Guards swear they see a shimmer somewhere, but by the time they look, it's gone.
Well, anyway, to increase my effectiveness and efficiency here, since I already caused the terror element pretty thoroughly, I'm going to completely switch up tactics, and basically, whenever I see a small group that I can easily take on anywhere, I'm just going to psychotically attack them.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, if I see a few guys just walking, or like a small patrol just walking around, I'm just going to.
All right, roll an attack. Let's.
Don't
Like
forget, he has his arms as
Just
well.
just a regular attack.
Fuck.
You attempt to catch a group off guard. You get through one of their members, but the others quickly put up a fight.
All right.
You are what's the term? Repelled, taking only one casualty.
Well, wait, how many of them were there?
It was a small group, like 4 people.
Okay, I'm not giving up. No,
So what are you doing?
The point is for the terror campaign to completely change methods here. I am going to exterminate patrols.
You want to try and finish the group off?
Yes,
All right, roll me another attack.
I do have multi-attack as well. I will take advantage of this as much as I can.
Well, I'm just doing rolls for
Okay, well,
to simplify combat. After being repelled once, your cloak shimmers. You appear behind them, say everything personal, kid, and obliterate them.
He goes General
entirely
Grievous mode.
Entirely personal.
It's like one of those perfectly cut screen memes. Just you get a flash second.
There, the entire. You did this semi-publicly, right?
Well, the main change isn't. It's not about getting more people to see it. The difference is that I'm not I'm not just picking off a
Right.
leader. I'm just.
Screams are heard, and more guards are on the way. But you're long gone by the time they arrived at the scene of the crime.
Good. At which point I arrive at the scene of the next crime.
By starting another crime.
Well, let's say Aethif continues doing his murdery thing for that day.
Yes, he's going to be just completely psychotic rampage at this point.
Yeah,
Find as many
Austin's
groups as he can to wipe out.
while Aethif's doing that, Austin is holding her men. You get a letter from one of your scouts upriver.
Who's Austin?
Mm-hmm.
The command,
so
the person who's in charge of the force that is with George.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. The one he's been
One of
whispering in the ear of, in like worm tongue
Yeah.
without the tongue.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Still worm.
What-
Anyway, cool.
Worm George.
Wormbone.
Worm bone.
Anyways,
Worm
Yeah,
skeleton.
you get a letter from one of the scouts.
Posting mechanics Austin. Who Austin is.
Goddamn, she's got an ass.
Yep. Butt facts.
Anyways, the letter isn't sealed with a Willen crest. It's sealed with a Mazaria crest.
Oh, what's it read?
Sorry to have missed you.
He fled the fort.
George will send word on another carrier to our own fortresses and say, be prepared for a slimy dickwad, following a description of him, to be turning up somewhere. If found, please remove his legs and deliver him to me?
The better question is
Fine,
what
sure,
exactly
sure.
happened to you. The better question is what exactly happened to your scout, because this was sent from one of the birds used by your scout, at least.
Yeah, George is going to personally investigate that while the army holds the siege. Actually, they'll ask for
Alright.
a probing amount of men, like 10, to be sent into the fort itself
You,
as a caution.
I'm wildly
Austin
guessing
grants this.
that the fort is empty.
Austin grants this. 10 men and you leading the charge. Give me a perception check
No.
when you enter the fort. No?
No, George isn't going into the fort. He's
you're
got his
not?
husband to do it.
Well, Austin
Seeing
we'll
as you
see that
think
you're a
so
coward,
little of
and
your men, you can
Austin seeing
demonstrate
that
you're not so cowardly yourself.
Austin, seeing that the man made of indestructible metal is a coward, decides to take up arms
George
herself.
will punch her at that.
Well, okay, coward.
Well, actually, no, he won't punch you. He'll slap her.
The man who, even if he should die, will come back.
Well, no, because George is going out
The
to find
man will
scouts.
hide behind civilians and other soldiers.
Truly based.
when he is fucking invincible.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
point
what
not.
you're criticizing him for.
Regardless criticism, Austin will brave the fort, and
If Osman
she
does call
will...
him George a coward, he does slap her. That is canon.
Ooh. Let's see here.
And George is going out along with some other scouts to go and find the people who should have seen the dickhole escape.
As you're just about to leave the fort with your men, a rumbling is heard. The communication tower in the fort seems to be collapsing.
Ooh.
Huh. George will point to a group of people on just picket duty and just say, go find out what that was. Make sure Oswin's alive. At least, I don't care. I'll be back in a day. At the latest.
Alright, you set off.
Yep, I'll
Give
bring
me a-
scouts with me.
Yeah, give me a perception check, or if not, use the scouts if you don't have any.
George is there for security.
Yeah. Alright.
What's their bonus?
+3, because they're scouts.
There you are, then 7.
They locate what remains of your scout group. In a very eighth of fashion, hung on trees.
Damn. Big frame.
Alright. Well, then they're all being cut down, and there'll be
One of the scouts attempts cutting
no,
cutting the
George
dead.
cuts them down.
Oh, in that case, George attempts cutting the scout down, only to be surprised when the floor under the scout gives way. George is unharmed, but falls into a pit full of what he assumes is poison spikes.
Well, would have been a shame if I'd followed everyone else and
Yeah,
regained
what
my
absolute
flesh.
monsters.
Yeah.
Setting up this trap. Sick filth. We should kill every
Poison?
last one of them.
Up-
for
up-
us.
Really?
Upon being warned of the traps, the traps are mostly, well, you assume all found and disarmed. The bodies lowered.
Any valuable information they still have on them, and any identifying marks taken with and then buried.
In the back of one of their
from the camp.
in the back of one of their spines is a knife pierced through a sheet of paper. And the spine, of course.
Alright, George reads it.
Catch you in the next one.
Things have gone too far. We really need to de-escalate.
No, this bonfire. Pass me the gasoline.
There is no gasoline.
In fact,
what's
actually, no.
funny
At
is
that,
if,
at that point, George won't have the bodies buried. He will have them brought back and displayed to Oswin to say, because of your insistence that we dilly-dally and delay and pussyfoot around, you've gotten more of our men killed. Congratulations.
If she is alive, she's gonna throw it right back in your face. Use a goddamn birdie when I tell you to.
That is exactly what's going to happen. In fact,
Do not
the
give me
argument.
orders, woman.
I do give you orders as I am commander of this army. Either you are part of it or I can turn it on you.
You do realize if you were to attempt to fight me, I would kill every man here.
There is 100 of us, not even you can take us.
This time,
Why?
I will just come back in a few days.
Why?
Invader,
George-
why?
George
I
can
don't-
take 100 men.
Also, yes.
In a fight.
No. His pussy's built adamantium tough.
God damn it!
Oh,
Regardless, if we had marched people in, all that would have happened is that we would have a bunch of dead civilians on our hand when the tower collapsed.
oh no.
And you won't coordinate yourself? Well, at least that's that.
Actually, if you use your birdie, a day before you're deciding to your civilian genocide plan, you actually could have caught him in the explosion instead of letting him run away.
He was likely gone before then, even if
Well, no,
if we'd walked in.
Well, I was talking about the. Well, I'm not there. Never mind.
Even if they'd marched the army in, it was very likely that the man was gone before then.
It was really the push out assault that he did. That was your only chance to use a birdie and catch him.
Oh, the Sally Force.
The Sally Fort seems to have been cover for, the disappearance, really.
Yeah, he
Yes,
broke out of
I had
formation.
explicitly
Like a
warned the scouts that he would attempt to. Obviously, they failed to apprehend him. Well, no matter. Now we must sit out the rest of this war. Because we don't have the men to fight on further.
We will get reinforcements soon enough.
Yes,
The word has been word has been sent from Willen that mercenary companies are being hired. For now, let's recover what wounded we can, and either sally onto another fort if.
Commander. Call me when we're moving. Don't disturb me otherwise. And George will go off and just tend to his arms and armor.
George will go off and sulk.
God, for a man that's been allegedly a veteran of many wars, he knows how to have a fucking what do you call it? Total blowout.
You've not seen him. You've not seen George truly lose his temper.
Some Medicaid was applied to what wounded could be brought back to fighting shape.
George will go around to the wounded who've recovered and offer them congratulations personally for having fought so valiantly and living to fight again. He's going to make a deliberate display of not paying any attention to what's her face.
The one giving actual good advice for
So
winning.
petty, I love it. I love the pettiness of this.
You know what? That's entirely fair. She is mostly ignoring you. Meanwhile, this army has been.
Well, one last thing. It's very petty. George is going to make sure that he does the repairs to his arms and armor nearby to her tent when she's sleeping.
Oh, what a bastard.
Just to keep her awake.
All right. This army has received the word that the nobility of Targo are willing to at least hear you out. They have told you to well, exactly the hex you're standing on, and they sent out a scout, or not a scout, a delegation, I believe is the term.
Sabina will have under the delegation constructed a tent, so weather will not obstruct the event.
The delegation meets you, riding war steeds.
I want to say that she would prepare a table for the event, so they sit down in a place that's more comfortable.
The man sent by the city to have the talks. Yes, that's the term. Representative. Takes the seat cordially, greets you despite you can tell that he's mildly disgusted by you, but he hides it well.
All right. Sabina brought with her Caspian and a messenger, just so they can ferry letters back and forth.
Yep. The man seems a lot more well disposed to Caspian.
Sabina begins. This war has been a long and tedious effort, where we have taken a great many of fort, and only near the end have I actually been able to meet with your commanders and speak. Many of them reasonable people before fate forced our hand and that we had to part ways. Recently, I met with the leader of Fratel, and unfortunately, Arkanglians, hot on my heels, have been asking for his blood. I wanted to speak with you to spare the lives of your lord and your civilians. Well, lord, civilians, and every man that serves under the compact banner.
Can you truly guarantee us safety from those barbarians?
We had a prearranged agreement with the compacts that those that fled to Willen's land will not be harassed by them. I have some doubts about their sincerity of late, but our men have kept their word to every place that my banner has traveled.
The man pulls out a map. The man pulls out a large map. Seems decently up to date, but he's missing quite a lot of the progress you've made on the east part of the continent.
Sabina will, if Pisano's not shown, she'll at least correct the Pisano part of that.
All right. He takes note. Not even questioning whether you have or haven't taken it.
Actually, also if Calicine's not shown, she will put that one down as well.
He scribes the notes diligently. He looks the map over, and you said that any remaining in Willand land are not to be harmed by the Arkanglians. Such was the deal. Am I correct?
Yes, and under every fort that I've taken, I've spared every man that surrendered to me. There is a case of the Lord of Kanta I've offered for his wounded, including every last defender of the keep, to make their way to compact land as they see fit.
And can you tell me more of this this arrangement of yours beyond this this offer? How does Arkanglia and Willen intend to split the land should they win?
Depending upon the outcome of the war, I believe it was essentially everywhere west of Bulletetto is Arkanglian, right? All the way up to Poso.
I think it was all the way up to Poso. I'm pretty sure.
Didn't you tell
Like
them
you
that this area was
you
to
split-
be Willand?
Yeah, that area was.
Yeah,
possible,
I'm
but
pretty
it's
sure
not
like
gonna be.
this. I'm pretty sure this line is cutting you Willand and Arkanglia off more or less. Like this.
I'd be more
ish.
generous and say that this is how it goes.
Yeah, but something like that. In any case, that's upon this, the man coughs and says, that firmly leaves Targo outside of Willand borders.
Yes, and this is why I'm getting here before the Arkanglians do. As I said, I want to protect you and your people. If not to fly to safety under Willen's banners, to go into our now claimed territories, then at least to make your way to the capital, wherever you feel like making your last stand.
How did you go through all of the details of the war agreement you had with Arkanglia?
I do not. I myself am not recalling a lot of the
Well, yes, but did you just tell the man basically everything you've agreed to with Arkanglia?
Insofar as how the territory is divided,
Mostly the question I'm asking is, would he know that you were that one of your demands was a port city facing Arkanglia?
yeah, but we'll let them know that we wanted to claim at least one port that we can trade with the southern waters easier.
He would ask that you meet with the general of the Arkanglian forces and renegotiate which city this is going to be. He is willing to leave your armies unmolested and even housed, provided Targo is given the benefit of being the Willen city. And you do have some ground to do this because, at least from what the commander says, with this part of the compact cut off, it's very likely that the Republic is already pushing in troops. Yeah, the Republic is already pushing in troops, and if you were promised this city, well, you aren't getting what you were promised, probably.
Yeah.
He is willing to let you and your armies pass, and if Targo is granted this mercy.
Sabina will give this guy the first genuine fucking smile she's been able to have this past fucking month.
He flinches on account of the wolf teeth.
Make her cry. Make her cry.
Apologies. The Arkanglians use this as a sign of aggression.
Yes.
You're fairly certain. You're fairly certain that is entirely untrue. But he's being racist.
Of course.
Well,
Peace.
I would. I might be so bold as to request just a little bit more. Possibly, may you give us any information on the surrounding territory? You don't need to sell out your countrymen for this. Just simple oddities in the geography. Any place of note.
Targo is a city established to protect an older habitat. One that predates the foundation of the compact. One that's important for, well, there is a gateway within it that connects it to the rest of the continent more so than the surrounding land. He points out this hex as being rather unlivable forest that maps didn't point out previously, which is why the city wasn't built closer.
Well, the city's unlivable. Is it?
Not the city, the forest.
The forest,
close.
But is he like describing it in the same way that the Malvis Cordon would be described, or is it something else?
It's closer to almost a jungle-like thing.
Okay, so it's like
he describes the forest as unnatural on account of rainfall mostly avoiding that area and things growing like crazy regardless.
But there's a gate that leads to the rest of the compact.
Yes, Targo was established to hold the roads here, as was Volatello, though both are roughly equidistant if you don't take the direct path through the forest.
All right. Sabina will give the man her word that that Targo will be willing territory.
Until we have a full confirmation of this from both sides, Targo will remain closed to you. We have to protect our own, after all.
I would
rather reasonable
that,
sort.
Yes, and I would request that someone just enjoy the hospitality of our camp while we await word. We do want to hear many tales of what's been told about what went on this side of the war.
I will stay here myself then. He brings close his companions and tells them to bring word to the rest of Targa.
She also adds, messengers may come and go as they wish for your pleasure.
You are quite welcome, but Targo has an extensive communication network with the rest of the compact. We will not be informing them of this pact, of course. However, our scouts have arrived before your messenger, and they are aware of the presence of an army in this rough location. Apologies.
None taken.
No apologies taken? Damn.
No,
Oh,
sorry, no offenses taken.
offense.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so that's Sabina's day.
I assume May was just listening in, or was she busy doing whatever May things? Or
I don't know. Presumably, whatever May things involve here. I don't
I see.
think she would have any real position to be adding anything there.
That's fair.
But I guess the Arkanine army is still looting. Sabina will send word to the general.
They would have probably moved by now because you have, but they're slower than you. Word to general is sent.
I like how they carry the contention battlefield with them.
Well, in case they need to establish it anyway.
Alright. Hagia?
Word is sent. Meanwhile, in Hagia.
Yes. Chan requests another conversation with the lord of the city to ask for a surrender.
The lord of the city, low on men and options, considers this. What guarantees do you offer him if he does surrender?
Well, your people will be spared, your city will not be looted, though it might be host to supply, and definitely a garrison force. What happens after the war, I cannot guarantee to you, but I don't think Willand will harm you or your people in any way.
And there's no chance we could avoid this whole Willand business and just sign over to Hagia.
It's a bit over her pay grade.
Yeah, that's and that's also a question to ask the Big A.
Yeah. She nods politely. I would have to ask about that. I cannot give this guarantee myself, I'm afraid.
I see. Well, I have nothing to do but wait in this fort until you found out, I suppose.
Yeah, sure. See you tomorrow, I think.
Do try not to ruin my city.
As I said, no looting. She then leaves and pens a letter to Sabina or Carl, whoever decides that, and sends a message to the Absolute.
The Absolute is just considering whether this was ever Hagen territory. Probably not. Could he get away with
claiming conquest?
Could he get away with? Could he?
Oh, they would willingly sign it over. So,
not enough Hagans in the fort. If you were to lose, say half your army in that city, I suppose we could make it into a Hagen city. But that would make it a problem for
just 50
for your
more
continued
men.
conquest, wouldn't it?
50 more men need to die.
yes,
Not to die, to stay and integrate.
Chan would need reinforcements for that.
That's terrific.
Of course, the native population would probably have to be integrated as well into the soil.
Ow.
Oh, so wait, can the Absolute just send a boat full of breeders?
Well, that would be the idea, yes.
So run it like
congratulations, guys! You live here now. Also, here are your wives.
More or less. Free wives for everyone.
Here's your husbands and wives.
So what? Chan goes back, tells the Lord, "Yeah, you will also get 3 hot Asian chicks."
Okay, but what are the bad conditions?
You're gonna end up with your 50 casualties just from your guys fighting over who gets to stay.
But for now, this is being discussed by the others. The Absolute is more than willing to take more land, but again, it's rather difficult for him to expand as it stands, especially when he doesn't have a previous claim to the area. Probably best not to, at least for now. At the end of the war,
Okay.
he might make some demands of Woland if.
How about installing this city as a protectorate of Hegia for now? If Karg or Sabina agrees.
That would certainly work, and we will need a good trading port. Very well. I'll. That seems within the Absolute's power at least. But will Carr and Sabina agree? I mean, nobody mentioned any land going to Hagia.
Actually, I think that was propositioned. I think there was actually a cutout for Hagia taking some ports. I think just at the time it was whether or not the Absolute wants to take Portland.
Well,
Yeah,
the idea
all
was
right.
he was going to take that one, wasn't he? So
Probably, but it's a bit late to do that now.
Yeah, if they want to take that one and just this is neutral city, that doesn't provide much border core.
Yeah, it would be.
All right,
I mean,
Aethif.
essentially, what they want is a treaty port, right? So just
Wha-
give it that and some land around it.
Liberator
I'll be right
Descent and things with the Absolute are discussed. Meanwhile, Aethif is, or should I say, the Wraith of Tisisigi is busy murdering people.
Yes. So, how is the local guard population anyway? Garrison.
They have rallied some lower quality troops into their fold to keep up with the numbers that you're dispatching.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't made a dent in the quantity, but you've certainly made a dent in the quality.
All right. That's something.
Now, what you need to do is target all
Right.
the old guard, so that way
That's-
the new guard is.
That
entirely-
is specifically what I'm thinking of. I was considering going for the newest recruits as an alternative terror method.
Yeah,
but
because
I
it's
think,
like that's
I
a
mean-
death sentence.
Yeah.
If you do just keep
But,
going at like the fresh faces, people would probably stop signing up.
Yeah.
I don't think
but,
they're
let's see,
signing
give me
up
a-
so much
give me
as
a-
them being.
leaving no better.
Give me a
Yeah.
perception check. Give me a perception check, Aethith.
Yes. Perception.
It's not also +5.
That is +5.
He is all right. You overhear some of the higher brass talking. They'll be rid of the wraith soon. A force from Canton has been sent to play Ghostbusters.
Oh, excellent. Where's Canton? Let's see here.
The hero of Canton, the man they named James.
All right. Anyway, this is
Oh no,
considered
Pathan's
to be
gonna
a-
kill Jane.
who?
Sorry, Firefly reference.
Oh, okay. I don't get it. Anyway,
God, you uncultured swine.
Anyways,
yeah.
Boomer.
what are you doing now that you know the rough state of your progress?
You know, this almost sounds like a perfect opportunity. A perfect opportunity to go to Canton.
All right. So you can set off if you want.
Yeah, on my way out.
It'll
I'm
take you
gonna,
about 2 days to get there, more or less.
Yeah, on my way out though, I am going to set fire to any government buildings I can see. I don't care how easy it is to put out the fires. I'm just setting them on fire.
There's a fire scene in a bin outside of a school. It's about 10 meters away, so the school's fine, but there's a fire.
The brazier is lit. Gondor calls for
You're-
aid.
Your fires haven't been the most effective, but you've certainly set them.
You know what? Yeah, it's great. The bathrooms, the military bathrooms. I'm burning those down and leaving.
Soon to be known as Wraith of the Shitter.
Yeah.
To be fair, attacking the creature comfort is going to fuck with their morale pretty bad.
But fires set in bathrooms.
There you go.
Yeah.
Bathroom fires, and I'll step out of the city.
Meanwhile, Mazaria, the army is currently recuperating, waiting for reinforcement. I assume George and Ostman are still having their
Sorry, I forgot.
let's call it a cat fight.
I think I forgot in the middle of all that to mention that I will make sure to leave like one corpse near the entrance. You know, a bit outside the entrance. You know,
just for good measure.
Yes.
Parting gift.
You know what would be even more effective? You pick someone and you just make them disappear. It actually just disappears if they were the Wraith after all.
That would be interesting, but that would make it sound like things are solved.
True.
Oh right, yeah.
Anyways.
It would have been something you'd done when a bit before you left then, and then just committed another string of murders and vanished.
Yeah. Anyway, also carved into the body of the person I leave behind is welcome.
God.
Welcome to Canton.
Anyways,
was Aether, son of Sam.
That's Aeth's murder spree, #1 murderer. Meanwhile, I assume George and Austin are doing fuck all for the most part.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing really can be done.
If you knew the state and the Ziggy, you'd possibly be able to take it, but you don't.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, no word was sent to our scouts that the city had been weakened. That nothing's gone on. We've got no clue.
Well, at any rate, reinforcements are going to Sigi anyway, so.
Well, there's really nothing I can do aside from have George go around to the citizens that haven't heard his plans yet and start asking them to enlist, to take up arms.
To be fair, no one's heard your plans except like 3 people in the command tent because your plans haven't been gone through with, so you might be able to get some people.
Yep. So George will attempt a recruitment campaign.
What offers do you make?
Full citizenship in Willand, and military honors. Paid for the work that they would commit, and the privilege of not having their country burned down by their own lords as we liberate it.
Seeing that you're trying a more diplomatic thing, Austin will approach you and just do the worm tongue this time and say, all of those offers are well and good, but offer them a warm meal once a day.
That was included in my speech about military honors.
Well, military honors are well and good after the war's over, but what's left of the population of the city is kind of in a rough state.
So warm meals now.
The lord that did this to your army was a dickhead to everyone.
Well, in that case, any who seems at least amicable to the idea and aren't openly racist and hostile, George will actually invite to tour the camp and the Lord's castle, as he will talk on length about the dickholishness of their replacement lord, and how so far there's been no major atrocities against the citizenry. That they are welcome.
Despite your best efforts.
But they are welcome to contact their relatives in places such as Pisano, Sanfigranel, and Cantor.
And just
Welcome to my TED Talk. Why your previous lord was a dickhead.
Yeah, and then he will appeal to the fact that they did have civilians sent from Pisano to here. You know, that they know the citizenry is safe. They know that the crimes are with the lords, and that under the army, they. And that's under the army. They would be perfectly taken care of and asked to liberate their lands to a much kinder regime.
all right, give me a D10.
No bonus.
Any speech bonuses you have, but
I've got none.
all right.
Roll intimidate to seduce.
Yeah.
All right, you
there's
make
probably
a
like 100
you
other
you
people there.
nah, you attempt to make a decent speech, and you don't screw it up too bad.
I don't screw it up at all. 5 is
Well,
absolutely
yeah,
a success.
yeah. It's average, literally.
Her speech is
It'll
over.
take
I mean, George isn't a skilled orator, so he's done pretty well.
yeah, it'll take a few days, but you might fish a few more soldiers out of that.
Well, any who immediately do join up, George will personally make their arms and armor. Not magical, but will personally make it.
It's a tough
High
sell
quality.
after what you've done to this. It's a tough sell after what their city's been through to go through more fighting.
Well,
But you are still
George
you
will
are still
also,
attempting to sell it.
yeah, and George will also, after the fact, then impress upon the fact that, you know, if they don't wish to campaign with the army, as long as they swear an oath of loyalty to Willand and comply with the garrison commanders, that they may be given a chance to stay and guard and rebuild their home against the compact's vile intentions.
That is a much
demonstrated by the lord they sent to them.
That is a
last.
harder sell.
actually that's being allowed to stay here is actually a easier sell, really.
No, I mean their lord's vile intentions.
No, that's the
Their
easiest
lord
sell.
no
They're pretty.
have you seen that asshole?
Yeah,
The Lord,
you know, I
the Lord
haven't
is what
seen-
the Lord.
I haven't seen that.
The Lord is what happens. The Lord is what happens when you put Aethith in charge of a group of in charge of a city.
Hold on.
He's-
You're talking about a city that
Aethith
you're telling me
was
Aethith
born from.
hated his city. Okay.
He is exactly the sort of lord that Aethith
You might have
would
noticed Aethith has
spawned
never.
from the
You might have
past.
noticed Aethith has never done anything wrong to his friends.
So
I mean that's true, but put Aethith in charge of a city he doesn't really like.
Yeah, well, that's why I said. That's why I started with if he hated the city. Yeah.
But it was more of a necessity for him to act like a dick towards those people because he had a bigger army on the outside, and he did a hell of a job fending them off.
Yeah, he did. He did fucking superb.
after the war, he is going to be hunted down like one of those Nazis that fled into the countryside of Austria. And he is going to be put on trial, and George is going to flay him.
For not surrendering your city.
For being an arse. You are put to death.
Anyways,
For not
this line doesn't
surrendering
yours
by
anyways.
authority.
and annoying one of our generals.
It will be a feature.
Meanwhile, word is sent to. I believe you sent word to.
The general,
Well, you get word from Chun on account of the whole offer thing, which may factor in, may not, into your negotiations with the general.
I think Carr's decision, though, by default, is to say, yeah, Hagen has done us a good deed. They can keep a city on the coast.
In theory, you're not obliged to allow this, though. Because
Sabina isn't.
this not even Carr isn't, because this alliance is weighed towards you quite heavily on account of it being a reward for winning a tournament. You could, in theory, get away with giving them no land, and they'll still, well, they won't be overly happy about it, but they'll still take it and still consider you at least friendly.
Well, Car's not actually an asshole.
Doubtful, but
Who is friends?
Lol.
Car is a massive cunt.
Car, what the fuck has Car done to Birdie?
Yeah, I mean, he's done nothing against him, but he just knows.
Well, yeah, that's why they're still friends. You know, like that guy's a complete asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, he's terrible to other people. You know.
Yeah,
You
Car
is exactly like Bertie's original liege lord. That is to say, a cunt.
No, diplomacy with Car is very easy. You just gotta be nice with him. It's amazing how many rulers fail this test.
It's not how it works. You know that's not how it works, you dickhole.
I'm afraid that's how it works with Car. Yeah, he gets the city. He may be able to get away with it, but he recognizes that he made an imposition on the Absolute to remain as a god, no matter how painful it is for him, for at least until the sun goes down.
I mean,
So,
granted, that was just
he's-
the Absolute being a bitch.
Yeah.
So he is more than willing to say, "Here's a constellation city. Everyone gets one." Your sword saint earned it.
Well,
You know, I was thinking, while the Sword Saint was negotiating this stuff, I was kind of thinking, fucking dual citizens going.
now then, you did send word to the Arkanglian general, who would have moved by now. To here.
Yep. Saying that recognizing the Republic forces moving in, we would wish to establish Targo as our base by sea to best trade with mainland Arkanglia.
But think of the border gore. No, best we keep that, and you just get one of the cities that the Republic took, I think.
We are not going to war with the Republic as of yet, in the near or otherwise distant future.
Well, let's see. They want to give you and no. Let's see.
The siege is.
Surely something.
Also stress
surely
that the siege is done in a night if this is allowed.
But those assholes have been sending navy at us. Well, for decades now. They deserve what's coming to them, though.
We've promised to have them stop. They will be willing civilians afterwards. And they will make amends.
Look, surely you're better off taking something like the sub-capital of Poso rather than bargaining for Targo here.
Is the general, while he's still that distance away, just going to be extremely resilient to any persuasion on this on Targo?
Well, he's willing to talk to you more about it in Forva if you're willing to do it in person. He'd prefer it in person, really. Sending the messages is rather tiresome.
She doesn't want to bring the fucking representative Forva where they have the body piles outside the city wall. Actually, maybe that illustrates the point better.
Speaking of, May is considering whether she could sell one of these cities off to Otto, right?
Yes.
How would you even convince the Arkanglians to do this?
I would convince the Arkanglians to do this if I can say that this land will be captured for Arkanglia. That's why I was asking about that land. Or wondering if it would be reasonable to
Ah.
be able to capture that land.
Well, you see, that's the thing. It would be captured if such an event were to happen. You'd have to get a go ahead from Willand, and also convince the Arkanglian general, which you might be able to do should you join them in Forva.
Which
You doubt
sorry,
you could do so over notes, but you have a certain salesman charm about you in person.
Sabina will have.
The only reason I'm DMing you over that is just so that it's written down and I'm not interrupting other things.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be entirely up to Arkanglia if I want a city, or if I want to try and do the deal with Arkanglia to make sure?
But see, the thing is, this city was sort of off, like, promised to Willand.
That city?
So you'd have to convince both sides, which you probably could on account of neither side actually wanting to deal with the Republic right now. So if you could pull an army out of your ass to do that.
Now it's slightly out of the way, but that's not actually. I would assume that this city would be more valuable.
It's the fact that
because of that.
Well, both Targo and Bolothello are both valuable because of that.
Indeed. Which is why I want to take this land for this city. For Otto.
Of course, in the perfect trade for Otto, he would become a Lord of Arkanglia as well, rather than just a Lord of Willand.
Yes. Now,
it's more about the political power of being a lord that's currently
can you
on the table.
You can't have dual lordship.
I do imagine
maybe you can. Maybe you can't, but he's not of that weakness.
Although that being said,
one
the
tendril
travel gate
holds a
would be
Willand banner, the other one is a Penguin banner.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, I guess here's the question: would this city would be valuable because it would border Arkanglia and the Republic, and this city would be valuable because of the travel gate, and also
not just that, it's also an open port to the rest of Arkanglia as a trade port, which is why Willand wanted in the first place.
So basically, it would be a question of which Otto is more interested in, which I would ask for.
Well, Otto would probably prefer taking all of this land here, because then he'd have a very good claim to being a lord.
Right.
Or whatever powers.
I'm pretty certain
embedding himself in whatever.
Had already taken that city.
Sure, but for the low price of one city, he could take this chunk of land for them without actually having to deal with the Republic.
Yes. So yes, May and possibly Otto
but
as well.
That's
that's
for next.
No,
that's for next day negotiations, right?
Well, the army's not moving. Caspian's staying there, and honor guard goes with Sabina, including May and the representative.
All right.
Forva. She'll inform the representative about that, so he knows where to have his messengers go to and from, so he can talk to Targo. Because
all right,
she wants to stress that he's a guest, not a captive.
Actually,
while kind of you both know the truth. He's not really a guest that could. He's not really a guest that could refuse his refuse your hospitality.
All right, yeah. So, a smaller manned team travels to Forva.
Yeah, because as much as he appreciates how well you've been treating him, it's technically still a prisoner, probably, right? In the broadest sense.
I don't even know this guy's name or face, but he's being treated like nobility.
Anyways, back to the Hagian front. What happens? You get word back from Carr that that'd be swell. Hagia deserves something for the help.
Sabina and Chun holding up the morality of this war by their fucking shoulders.
Hey, Osman's doing her part.
Yeah, that's true.
Targeting guards.
Well,
And Aethif is mostly repaired his behavior from general terror to specific terror.
Yeah, Sabina would appreciate this if she heard the change. But,
Anything from Aethif.
She hasn't
started.
No, she hasn't heard the problem or the change, so it's a moot. Which is why I mentioned only the morality she can be aware of.
Also, the terror was a few one-off incidents. There's really no reason why, once things get clarified, that anyone will really think, "Oh, that's definitely him."
True, but meanwhile, the Hagen front received word that Carr is willing to do this. I assume you relay it to the commander.
Yes. John basically says, "Yeah, it's fine.
As long as
if you want to be a if you're willing to be a protectorate of Hagia, then that's fine."
Very well. We are nothing if not reasonable here, he says after having lost most of his army.
That's nice to hear. She holds out her hand.
Well, he would have to come down from the walls to shake it, but he does in fact do this, and the door is thrown open.
She keeps her arms stretched out.
You no longer have the long hand, so I'm not even gonna let you do that.
It was only 5 feet, so no, that wouldn't work.
Anyways, the fortress gate is opened. The men surrender, provided their assurances are met.
Yeah, there's no reason to kill them all.
The man greets you. Somewhere in the rear line, you feel a fat noble feel rather flustered, hoping he doesn't get noticed.
As long as he stays back, he doesn't get noticed. That's not Chun's problem.
Anyways, Chun is, I suppose, technically welcomed as the new lord of the keep, at least for the time being.
Well, she has a place to retire to with her wife.
Yeah.
You really should see the beaches there. They're incredible.
Sounds nice. Well, after exchanging a few greetings and giving assurances that no one will be harmed and no looting will take place, she asked him, what was on the ship, by the way, that arrived a few days ago?
Ah, you've noticed that, have you? Some weird alchemical magical device? We've set them up, but they haven't really done anything.
Okay. What? Okay. Chun sends out a few mages to figure out what it is and if it's dangerous.
Alright. The mages will spend the rest of this day examining it. Meanwhile, in Aethif land, Aethif, you find yourself walking down a road.
No, next to a road.
Well, next to a road.
That's why I went this way.
And across, well, you see on the road a group of very well-dressed, well-armored and armed, what look like soldiers. Not a large unit. Some 8 members. Closest description you'd have for them is an adventuring party.
Hear the fellowship music playing.
Oh no!
Traveling.
So how tough do they seem?
Give me a perception check. You're trying to ascertain how tough they seem, and then the scout looking among them looks straight at your direction and just glares at you.
I wave because I'm an ordinary boy.
Come out, Spectre.
Ordinary boy waves harder.
Alright, starts walking towards them.
Ordinary boy looks confused, walks towards them.
Now that you're closer to them, you can definitely see that this man's eyes are not exactly normal. Pure white, no irises, no color, and yet he sees amazingly well.
Ah, he has the Byakugan.
Oh, he had LASIK.
You feel his gaze penetrate both your invisibility cloak and your mask. It's kind of creepy when he stares at you, and that's coming from a skeleton.
All right, propaganda is now spreading Willand. The
You have
compact,
seen something.
The compact.
You have
will
seen
scare
something
little
like this.
boys.
You have seen something like this before, specifically with one of the members that worked with Spider, who you recall had blessed eyes that could see through any illusion.
I'm mostly impressed he could see me from an entire hex away. I
Yeah.
think that's the best part.
To be fair, you could see him, he could see you. It's
Well, okay, that we ran into each other an entire hex apart.
yeah. In any case,
Yeah.
they have called you out, and you have stepped forward.
Yes.
Now then, we were paid to get rid of a specter. You seem to fit the description.
Do not.
Well,
Farm child?
all right. Well, how about this? You go in there, say you got rid of the Spectre. Nothing will ever happen there again.
And somewhere else.
Is that what were the terms you were paid for?
He thinks on this for a moment. We were paid to eradicate the wraith of Tisisigi.
Okay. Well, Tisisigi
Quite
will never
handsomely.
again have a wraith. It's a
And what
wraith. I'm not
assurances-
exactly sure what. I'm not exactly sure
What
what proof you would expect to have anyway.
And what assurances would we have of this?
Well, hypothetically speaking, the fact that this wraith would hypothetically be walking away right now would pretty much guarantee that you have accomplished your job of Tisisigi not having a wraith.
Give me a speech check to see if you can convince him to.
Actually, I'm gonna take this a step further real quick. Actually, if you're interested, we could make the. There's no reason you could only cash this check once. I could we can maybe make.
Yeah, give me a.
I'm gonna
Give me a.
propose
Yeah,
a
give me a-
partnership in which basically each time he gets contracted out, we split the rewards for there no longer being a haunting.
Give me a speed check.
All right. I think that's just gonna be normal because I don't think I actually have any, but let me double check.
I thought you got a speech check.
Oh yeah, I do. Never mind. I have 3 points in it. Okay.
Yeah, Aethif isn't a slouch when it comes to
Well, that's why I was
convincing
checking.
people he's
He's a
innocent.
fast talker too. Your Honor, he has eaten an
thanks.
innocent man. Oh wait,
Alright,
I
6.
forgot to preface that one.
I'm a very lucrative scam with
Um,
a basically normal level of persuasion.
All right. We'll cut you in on it. 10% goes to you. The rest goes split among our party members.
All right. Sounds good.
But we have some
Yeah.
conditions. No targeting civilians. The soldiers, unfortunate as it may be, have signed up for it.
Only a monster would target civilians.
And
Aether will hide as easily as he breathes.
He doesn't even breathe.
Exactly.
Well, no, the important part is I also didn't lie.
Yeah,
And,
it's quite,
no-
it's
He
quite
did
easy
not
for
lie.
him to breathe because he doesn't have to. So he
Yeah, he. It would be a monster that kills civilians. He doesn't
And,
say
keep
it's
the,
not a monster.
keep the property damage to a minimum. We
Alright.
live in we live in Canton, and since I assume that's where you're going next, we'd prefer not to have our homes destroyed.
Alright, fair enough.
You know, if you think
Yeah,
about it, when you die, you just exhale. So really, Aether has only been breathing out his entire life.
The man, or the scout-looking fellow, holds out his hand. You see a wizard preparing a ritual of sorts.
I inquire about what he's up to.
Give him an opposable hand.
Seal-
Give him
Se-
one of your extra
sealing-
hands.
Don't mind me, just sealing a contract.
Have I ever heard of contract magic being in this setting?
Yeah, I think so.
Give me a roll Arcane.
Yes, you were
Contract
exposed to
magic-
pretty
contract
early
ma-
after being
Contract
resurrected.
magic does
that's
exist,
definitely true.
but
And contract magic was displayed earlier on, so really it's whether or not you recognize.
Yeah, we
what
were
the
actually
wizards do.
fuck, Carr does a variation of contract magic, and you've seen him do it countless times.
I don't think the magic's is necessary. After all, I have to fulfill my part before I get paid anyway.
For our sanity, we're also including a secrecy clause.
Okay, to be clear, that goes both ways.
Yes, no revealing the terms of the
Alright.
contract states. No revealing the terms of the contract.
Alright, and this is going to apply to all of you, correct?
Yes. The contract is struck between.
Add terms that you cannot actually eliminate the aforementioned wraith.
No violence between parties privy to the contract, or
Alright.
parties that are part of the contract, I suppose. No civilian casualties carried out in the fulfillment of this contract. You are technically allowed civilian casualties outside of the compact, basically, is what it boils down to.
And set a period for the contract.
I am going to have to specify that civilian means someone who does not who is not attempting to present a threat to me. Technically, just because someone is not part of the military, as you might have noticed, someone who is not necessarily part of the military can still attempt to kill me.
The wizard says, "Good point." A subclause is added to the contract.
Alright.
The share is written into the contract itself, so no cheating happens.
Makes sense.
And no property damage in Canton ranging beyond 100 gold.
Should probably add a clause that if property damage is caused beyond that.
With property damage, I'm going to request that remain on a simple good faith. I don't benefit from property damage, and I have no intention of inflicting it. But this is also the sort of thing that can happen, regardless of my intention.
A
fancy table or two may be broken.
Give a speed check.
Sure. Well, anyway. You know what? Well, let me. Yeah. Well, hold on. Let me discuss this in terms of intentional, completely unnecessary. If you had those caveats, then that's fine.
Completely unnecessary is a bit of a loose term, considering who determines what is necessary is.
Okay. But anyway,
You could limit it to military targets.
No,
That's why they limited to an amount cost rather than a necessity cost.
Well, yes, but
no goal of destruction of property.
Well, the intention of this I have no objection to. I might end up bumping a valuable vase, in which case I don't wish for something stupid like that to invalidate our contract.
Well, yeah, give me the speech check. See if you can convince them. All right, fine. So be it. The part about property damage is stricken from the contract, leaving you with the contract as it stands. The ritual is prepared. The group of adventurers stands in the circle.
All right, I join them.
A hand is shaken. A deal is struck at a crossroads, and they bid you adieu as they walk towards the sea.
All right.
To get rid of the wraith.
Well, good luck with your wraith exterminating. I say as I wave it off.
Good luck with your wraithing.
All right, you probably have one counter added to your speech.
I'd say a point goes into the atrocity skill.
This was no atrocity. This was just a friendly business deal between mercenary folk.
Right. Sorry.
It's just good business.
Yeah,
This is just good business.
Yeah, it's just like good, the bad, and the ugly. I free you from your execution and keep turning you in.
Well,
Is that part of that movie?
that's Aethif makes his way to
Nice.
Aethif makes his way to Canton, and that's the rest of his day.
Excellent.
Meanwhile,
Upon arrival,
army
I want to at least
stationed in-
kill one person.
the army stationed at Mazaria is informed that reinforcements are a week away, numbering some 200 strong. Not the highest quality of troop, but they will follow orders for coin, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
The first
Well,
group
I'm
of
sure
mercenaries
they'll
did their
be
jobs,
better
so, yeah.
disciplined when they are given permission to loot.
And let's see, your attempts to turn some of the populace pay off with a score of men joining your side.
10 men.
Yeah, it's not a lot, but you are
Well,
trying to convert. You are trying to convert essentially civilians to soldiers. So
Well, to levy, yeah.
yeah. So it's not
I've
after their fort has been sieged. After their fort has been sieged, and they're sick of the fighting anyway. So it's not like you're gonna get a lot out of this.
George will send word back to Pisano asking the Great Duke, or greater ex-Duke, if he has reconsidered the offer of defection, being given, obviously, the rights back to his land, along with his own forces and retainers, should he choose to switch back to the winning side of the war. And
He has
also
considered-
a note saying, thank you for the warning. That thing that they had replaced the prior lord is foul in all ways conceivable.
I see you've met him then. Well, it's good to hear. It's good to hear you survived the meeting. Few have. I am unfortunately unable to accept your offer, as my oaths tie me to the compact until either it or I is fully eradicated. However, I am willing to. I would be willing to keep my post post-war, regardless the outcome.
Alright, well, George will then have letters sent off to Sabina saying that the prior lord of Pisano is willing to change sides to us follow our own laws and rules post-war, so we don't have to bother replacing him.
I mean, there's a good chance he gets replaced anyways, just for politics reasons. But
No. Yeah, but still, George sends him.
He is,
and he's going to
yeah, you're not the greatest judge of character, but you like him at least.
Well, George respects him.
He will at least have to meet Carr once.
Yeah, George
Yep.
respects him. Was it Medici?
Yes.
George respects Medici, which is more than he can say for literally any other noble that he has met in the combat. Well, actually, no.
All the nobles Sabina have met have been downright pleasant. Well, aside from their fucking racism for wolf girls.
The privilege.
It's
when it comes
I find it.
Everyone really does want some of the wolf pussy. I'm not wrong. All right. Well, so a week we have to sit here now.
Well, that's honestly good timing for any army making its way.
Not good enough. You're just gonna have some scouts go on further investigative work, check out the situation in Tichi, and
Better left out a couple T's.
Ah, yes.
A couple of C's. Listen, Jiggly Titty is a great city.
Ah, yes. Titty City.
I love that none of you referred to the bastard lord by his name, possibly hoping to not summon him.
No, but George is having George is having some scribes get some portraits of the man drawn up. Preferably some of the captured scribes get portraits of the man drawn up, so that they can be posted in all of the captured lands to be, arrest on site.
The artists comply, but ask you, are you really sure you want to see his smug face again?
I don't care if I see his face, it's hearing his voice. When he's arrested and I have him in my fucking hands, I'm going to rip his tongue out of his throat and I'm going to shove it so far up his ass he'll talk again with it.
Disgusting business aside.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway, the talk's going on in Forba.
Add a reward of one personally forged sword from the master smith of Willand itself. Now, do send those scouts out to
Scouts dispatched. They will send word as soon as they have anything. Meanwhile, some talks are happening between the Arkanglian army, which has by now gotten into the fort, and the delegation sent by the Willand portion of the army,
and the representative of Targo.
Oh, the representative of Targo has arrived. You're not keeping him behind.
She
Mm-hmm.
she offered to bring him with, considering its matters have to do with his city. Well, the city.
As much as he would like it, he doesn't consider it a politically viable idea on account of the people he's meeting wanting him dead and accepting no substitute.
Well, then enjoy the hospitality of Caspian while she goes. Then
he certainly will. He hopes that you see it as in both your interests that that Willand take the city.
I truly will.
Instead of Arkangle.
Alright, so Sabina may all the people there meet up in Fargo, probably in some, well, since the city is devoid of civilians, any place is a fucking quiet place.
Yep. You meet. He the general greets you. He informs you that he does have the authority to discuss land deals on account of his king, who is currently preoccupied doing something in a war room that he's not supposed to.
Carr would be sending the fourth wall high fives to.
Anyway, what's the silliness of wanting to take Targa?
As we see it, we are well within our rights to take the cities in any method we so deem in this war, and we have decided that since the Republic, well, we've heard rumor that the Republic is already moving in to take out, what is it, Riversa, who the fuck named that city? Mendiversa and Tucano.
Monteviversa.
Yeah,
All right.
that they will have to have another sea-based port, and Targo is one of the ones that's closest to the capital that they are definitely going to take and hold.
But that would split our holdings in half.
Does it matter?
If you take the
connecting, and you are not going to be offensive to the people of Willand, are you?
Are the people of Willand going to be offensive towards us? Wouldn't be the first time it happened.
It's also.
It has been at least 100 years since those accounts, and
your king has gotten no less shrewd since then. As this war is a good indicator of.
we did send forces to aid you as soon as we were able, and we are more than willing to reduce the amount of losses of Arkaine forces by taking Targo in this manner. The Lord of Targo has agreed to fall under Willand's control as long as we can guarantee this.
You've made contact with the Lord and you haven't brought him in chains?
Sabina will stare the general down and say, let me make one thing clear to you about the army of Willand and all the nobles within it. While we hold no illusion of you being characterized as such, we are not savages. If we can talk, and if we can find an amicable outcome to things, we will reach this conclusion. Humanity should be standing together and not falling apart, as is the will of our king.
The compact and us have a long history, and in this matter, it is kill or be killed. You were lucky enough to be mostly isolated from their predations, but this isn't the first extermination campaign fought on this soil. They have attempted several times in the past to eradicate us. It's a matter of survival for us.
And this war is going to be the last eradication.
It will be if we get our way. Let them keep no kings. Let them keep no bloodlines to hold on to. No grudge can survive. For if it does, it will surely spark another war.
The compact would say much the same about you, as I've heard.
And that is exactly why we cannot allow them a survivor.
Even Look, even if there are grudges in an isolated city held by Willand, it's unlikely that they would be able to affect much as a sole
As-
lord in a city surrounded by your territory.
Maybe not immediately. But Targo has the potential to become a rather wealthy city, more so than it already is. And with that wealth comes influence. Slowly but surely they will influence Willand into another war with us. I bear no illusion to otherwise.
And you believe
We
our
were-
king is guided by a desire for wealth.
Your king is guided by the influence of his people, as much as he is guided by his own sense of right. The people will be guided by this wealth.
God, she wants to go into a fucking diatribe about how there's already one mermaid that's already sunk her claws into Willen's wealth.
And she gets a lot of what she wants because of it, doesn't she?
Yes.
Including but not limited to the king's fucking firstborn.
Yeah, well.
And fucking the king's firstborn.
She's doing that unlawfully already, but nobody else knows that.
Regardless, he's standing by his point. If you really want to take the city, then all you need to do is remove its populace, and Arkaine can abide this arrangement.
So you'll not agree to any terms that allow Targo to declare their loyalty to Willand. At this point, we would have to take the civilians.
Perhaps the civilians are a precaution too far. The nobility, at the very least. No lords to hold on to their grudges.
Sabina then asks, and further, the point that you make can go for the entirety of the compact. We've made an agreement that Willand will maintain a port, and as it is right now, there are none to be offered, and if your wills are met with, every port we'll have is a ghost town.
We have enough people to replace them, and I'm sure Willand is not lacking in its populace.
No, our king will allow Targo to have the same fate that Willand has. The locals shall meet with Willanders, and they shall learn to get along. We've already done away with age-old practices, such as conniving and backstabbing each other in the back. So too will we do.
We've done away with age-old practices such as monogamy.
Yes. Also. Look, that one was one that Carr had to get rid of.
Anyways,
it's also a simple matter of practicality at the moment.
We're not going to waste
to us. Yeah. It's purely a waste of our men and resources when we need to conserve them most.
If the cities surrender to Willand, we will not provide you nobles to slay at your whim. We will hold them as prisoners until, prisoners and honored guests both, until the entirety of the compact falls. If we are to make a decision about their fates, we shall do so at a later date, once all the chips are settled. But right now, we need to win. And slaughtering everyone is not going to help us in that path. It will slow us down.
Give me a speed check. See if you'll agree to this.
$13.
Very well. You've made your point. We will allow this on certain conditions. Any nobility previously living in Targo must lose any status they have in Willand. We cannot abide them gaining power again.
Counteroffer. They are allowed to regain status insofar as they support the war for Arkaine and Willand.
I doubt they will agree to such terms.
Well, if you doubt it, what's the point of refusing this?
Because I could easily march my armies over there and settle it the old-fashioned way.
You wish to put your own men to proverbial sword rather than have a clean victory?
100 men today or 10,000 tomorrow is the choice. And I would choose the 100 men today every single time.
Yes. Those 100 men today will be much more valuable tomorrow at Volterra than next year. Potentially.
Or at any point in the future. We will need more than 100 men just to take the capital. Losing 100 men here, losing 100 men there, we're losing much momentum. If the compact doesn't fall here, in this year, you are very well on your way to losing 10,000 men and allowing someone else to be a Reaper, if not a damaged compact. Follow my methods, and the compact in its current state will be wiped off the board entirely.
If we allow you, Targo, then let us at least make then let us at least make a trade, a city for a city.
We are already making the trade of a city for a city.
Yeah.
The city you're offering, the city you're offering is not yours to offer, not yet. And if things continue as they are, it will be the Republic's to offer.
Might I make a suggestion there? I believe that my personal benefactor, if granted lordship over Mordovicia and control over the surrounding lands as a Arkanglian lord, would be able to supply forces to control the area that the Republic will currently be taking under for the name of Arcanglia. Yeah.
You believe
not.
you could take these lands?
My benefactor
Without slowing our current forces down, that is.
indeed. My benefactor has quite the resources at his disposal, and rather rather skilled in many regards. He would be able to supply. He would supply the troops, and the land would be as good as Arkanglian's.
At the cost of a lordship, I take it.
Yes. Yes, as
Give me a speed check. Try and sell this offer.
R1D10 plus 4.
He considers this, actually seeming to believe you that you can pull an army out of your ass.
Oh, it's not our ass, but you know.
without a
Close
shadow.
But he still doesn't believe that land would be Willen's to trade, as it currently isn't, and it would belong to a lord of Arkanglia if this were to come to pass. So he demands a northern port, and considering the subcapital has been wiped off the board, San Figranel seems a worthy trade.
You press too hard to break the deal that the Archduke has made with our king, General.
You're the one pressing for a city that wasn't yours. I'm offering a reasonable alternative. You get a southern port, we get a northern one.
The trade that May offers is currently from Lord Otto of Willand.
It is an
You don't-
independent. It is. You don't know who Otto is. You never figured his name out. Besides, that is partly
under a title, a name, Lord. Well, Lord of Thornhold.
Lord of Thornhold. Yeah.
Lord
That
of Thornhold and Willand.
what I've heard of the Lord of Thornhold is that he's as much as an independent actor as he is a real lord. That negotiation is between Arkanglia and the Lord of Thornhold. The negotiation between you and I is only about Targo and what you are willing to offer in return.
Then if you're not willing to allow the nobility of Targo to have earning their dignity on the field of battle fighting under our banner, as doubtful as you may be that they would turn sides and be helpful to the people of Arkanglia ever, a chance that you seem too wizened to allow to occur, then the counter offer is thus, because I cannot change the deal that the king has made. If you wish to have us take a port that's firmly within the bounds of Arkanglia, as Posa would be, with the current map lines drawn, of course, that.
I mean, so would Targo. Very firmly within the lines of Arkanglia.
Well, no, it'd look
Or
more like
It's-
this in gore. So
It would be this versus that, probably. That would put Targo closer to the mountains, which means it would be closer to the rest of Willand for trade.
I mean, the only other alternative for a seaport without border gore is this one. Not Poso's not even an
Also-
option. She is saying she is letting him keep Poso. Poso is firmly within their territory as the lines are drawn.
Also, isn't Carr specifically here to be able to be fine with them having this city?
Carr is with the army, I guess. I think he's accompanying you. I'm not sure.
Well, if he wants to, Sabina can't stop him. But
The general seems to have a moment to think and asks you, I have heard rumors, but how much control do you have over the one known as Calamity?
Hmm. Is there really any control? I know she's out for the. Well, I know she's out for this war from a meta perspective, but I think from a player's perspective, we only know that she was injured in that.
Yep.
But
and you would know
she doesn't
that
take
she
direct
is
commands.
she doesn't take commands, but she does take information at least.
She's
The
amiable to us, right?
The Calamity
yes.
is a suggestible, just a suggestible being operating in the sole interest of protecting her child that was wronged by the compact.
But she has no necessary interest in staying in the burnt out remains of the subcapital.
It is land that will have to be rebuilt in the future. That is for certain.
I was instructed by my king to attempt to gain a foothold in a northern port. And while it's no longer much of a port, the land itself is still a perfectly suitable staging ground. Once it has been rebuilt.
He doesn't know about the fields of lava.
Well, he knows about it, but he knows it will end eventually.
If you wish for northern ports.
He's willing to offer you Targo and its nobility for a northern port. And the lowest he'll stoop to is taking the part that Saleya burned out. All of the red bits.
That's a lot of land, but with Carr's permission, Sabina will agree to that.
And so be it. I'm glad we could have a fruitful conversation. Now, Miss, he looks at May, not coming up with a name.
So just supply
Miss
May.
Miss Thornhold.
Yeah.
The
name
about this army your lord has access to. Which city would he choose to be the lord of?
I believe he would.
Now, May, you would know that he doesn't really give a. I mean, a port city would probably be preferable, but he doesn't really care ultimately. That being said, so it's more of a which city would you like to have?
I'm assuming that Mondeviversa. How did you pronounce that?
Mondeviversa.
Mondeviversa. Would be preferable, right? Because it has
yeah,
closest
that
to the
it would certainly
access to the Republic
It's not a necessity because he already has Thornhold, which is close enough to Republic land, but it'll be nice.
It is also the
I
closest
assume basically
port,
access to the most borders is most valuable. Although I suppose, and Zanova.
and where would this army of yours land? I assume you're going to need Anzanova as a port, unless you intend a naval invasion, which I do not recommend.
I'm correct in thinking that the troops would basically be appearing where May is, right?
Yes, but the general doesn't know that. He imagines you're going to land the troops somewhere somehow.
Wow, that's the best part. The troops my benefactor can supply need not land by ship or travel overland. I myself will be able to make a pathway of sorts out of shadow for them to travel through.
Powerful magic indeed.
I would intend to have them begin their campaign from the old sub-capital and forge forward from there.
In that case, I will send word to our lord. You have our blessings, and the Lord of Thornhold will be lord of another.
Lord of Viversa.
We're really going to have to do something about that. We're really going to have to do something about that name, aren't we?
Somewhat amusing to say at the very least.
Car's suggestion to just call him Otto falls upon deaf ears.
Does Car know Otto?
Car doesn't know Otto. Otto repeatedly keeps appearing in the back of all of your heads like some sort of weird suggestion, but it's like the thought. It's like losing your train of thought and not being able to regain it. That's what it feels like to have the name.
Oh, Car is taken to calling it a nickname. I don't care anymore.
Look, I will have you know, I spent at least an amount of thought thinking of word other than Papa to use here because that wouldn't be appropriate. I didn't want to say Otto.
Look, your daddy will deliver 2 cities for you.
So,
in any case, the deal is struck. This land shall become.
Otto probably appears out of shadows, or may cast darkness for Otto to appear and shake on as well.
A singular tendril is brought forth. It takes. Hold on, it wouldn't even. How would he do this? A clearly artificial hand is sent through a portal to give a handshake. A magic item hand.
May darkens the room and the hand appears to shake.
It looks exactly like a modern prosthetic.
Back in a couple minutes.
Yeah, how long are we gonna go on for?
We should probably end it like soonish, I think, right? Let's do one more day and then
I've been out all day.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't expect this to go as long as it did. Let's do one more day and then call it.
I thought we were gonna end like an hour ago.
Actually, hold on. One more day doesn't even achieve anything for anyone because everyone's traveling.
Shit.
So we end it here.
No, 2 days.
No, we just end it here. 2 days doesn't achieve anything for anyone because you're all traveling.
Well, no,
I've
yeah.
gotta
Well,
get up
we
in
travel
like
for
5
no,
hours.
we travel for 1 day because Sabina's entourage is not an entire army, so it can make the travel back to camp to begin negotiations.
Well, you travel. I mean, you get back to camp, but the negotiation is over. You've gotten Targo at least.
Oh, so something has been achieved.
Yes.
Place down the tiles.
I want to
You-
repair my fence so I can get the rest of my day done tomorrow. I've got to get up in 5 hours.
Yeah. Go. We'll call it here. Pain. Speaking of 5 hours, I also have to be up in 5 hours, so you're not suffering alone, at least.
I'm surprised that you were willing/able to go this long.
I'm
5
surprised,
hours?
honestly. I think it's a German.
It's 2.5 for
Right
me.
hand invader, and especially you, damn.
Why are you atomizing
night.
them?
Huh, one of these he just straight up disappeared. That's funny.
Yeah, you atomized them. And now the atoms are holding them up.
No, they're not. It's just the size thing that's holding them up.
I am way more amused than I should be at that meme I just found. Put in the meme channel. Semen. Semen.
return.
Semen.
Well, you
Wait, what were
return
you
just
saying
as
when I got
we're
Look at the
we're done
meme,
for
the
today,
meme.
probably.
Cemento taberu.
Are you talking about eating in
All right,
advance?
well,
'Cause that's what I'm getting out of this.
No, look at the meme channel.
Meme channel.
Semen.
Oh, cemento. Oh, taber. Oh, okay.
Taberu.
All right.
Why?
Cemento taberu.
Okay.
Because music
Cemento taberu. All right. Very interesting.
is great. It is culture.
The highest of cultures.
Anyways, I'm going to save this and call it here for today.
Sounds good.
It was enjoyable, I think, for everyone. I hope.
I enjoyed it.